She would eat many packets of Wotsits at a time. Disgusting it was. Mary cared for her mother 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The only break Mary got was when she would take her mother through a large bag of Wotsits. That would keep her occupied for a good several minutes. In these precious moments, Mary would take the phone book from the drawer downstairs and steal away to her bedroom. There she would look up the names of mysterious and exciting men in the phone book and pleasure herself over the image that these names would conjure up in her mind. Mr. P. Walters, Graham Masterson, Mr. K. Gosling. She would fud herself rumptious. On one such afternoon, Mary had just finished a particularly energetic session over a Dr. S. Rajan. Dr. S. Rajan, she fantasized, had tamed an almighty serpent and rode it to the campsite where she was being held captive by a tyrant. Dr. Rajan had unfurled his triumphant moustache, and Mary had climbed upon it. He then took her away to a secret coconut tree, where they had made love to the sounds of Young Dolphin. She lay semi-naked on her ruffled bedsheets, enjoying the moments of bliss before the dreadful reality of her life came tumbling back. These precious seconds, these hallowed moments, were interrupted by a wasp. A wasp flying again and again into her bedroom window, trying in vain to get out in the way that wasps and other winged insects didn't do, as they cannot seem to comprehend a solid yet clear substance such as glass. She tried to ignore the wasp, but it became more and more agitated, buzzing louder and louder. She screwed her eyes up tight and pulled a pillow over her head, but the buzzing seemed to grow angrier and louder still. "Open the window." Mary lifted the pillow from her head and looked around the room. "Open the window," came the voice again. Mary pulled her clothes back on and now frantically scanned the room. She looked towards the window and the wasp hovered there, looking towards her. "Was that you?" Mary asked the wasp. "'Course it was me. Look, open the window and you can carry on with your dirty little party." Mary screamed, ran out of her bedroom and down the stairs. The wasp called after her. "Oi, come back! Don't leave me here, it stinks!" As she hurtled down the stairs, her mother also called her. "Mary, keep it down, and please can you bring me some Wotsits?" Mary didn't answer. She ran out of the door, slamming it behind her, and stood in the cold evening air, looking back up at her bedroom window. She struggled to get her breath. What had just happened? Did that just happen? Did a wasp just talk to her? No, of course it didn't. There was only one explanation for this. She was going mental. She was now insane and would spend the remainder of her days on Earth tormented by her own mind with sick visions of insects. She only had herself to blame. She'd been warned at school about the dangers of sexual soliloquy, and now all those afternoons of fraptious rapture had slowly loosened the screws within her mind. "God, dear, oh dear, oh dear, look at the state of you." Mary looked down and saw a hedgehog disappear under the garden hedge. "You're a tit, Mary, a tit, I tell you." Mary backed away from the hedge, just as a man walked by with his dog. The dog looked up at her. "Bloody hell, darling, who caught that, Gandhi's wife?" Mary walked backwards, eyes wide, and soon her back was against the wall of the house. What the hell was happening? She was afraid to move, afraid to go back in the house, afraid to step any further into the garden. Nice trousers, Mary," said next door's cat. "Thank you," said Mary. "I am, of course, joking. They're hideous, and the dog was right about your hair. It looks fucking awful." The cat walked off down the path and into the night. "Why are you being mean to me?" asked Mary. "Why are you being mean to me?" said a duck who had flown especially in from the park. "What have I done wrong?" "Oh, what have I done wrong?" Are you just copying what I'm saying? Are you just Mary? Didn't want to give the duck the pleasure, so she turned round and ran back inside the house. She went into the living room where her big fat mother was covered in the debris of Wotsits. She licked her fingers and watched a TV drama about people who were employed in the public health sector who were also adulterers. Hello, love, where's me Wotsits? Mother, animals have been talking to me. Don't talk daft there, Mary. Go and get me some Wotsits. I'm being serious, Mary said. Her mother turned away from the television momentarily. Animals don't talk to people, Mary. They talk to each other. Well, they talk to me, all of them, said Mary. Her mother could see that she wasn't getting through to her daughter and that she was missing precious seconds of promiscuous healthcare professionals. Well, it must be nice having animals talk to you. You're like that fella off the film, you know, Eddie Murphy. It's not nice, Mother. They just take the piss out of me. All animals are bastards. Thank you.